Hello, I'm Toycat, and today I'd like to share one of the most pedestrian unfriendly designs I've ever seen here in Las Vegas, where I've been living. So the way you're meant to go across this little road right here, there's no markings as you can see. You're meant to cross over there, you're meant to cross over there, go follow that pavement all the way around there until you get round to the bridge where you can see there's a sidewalk. However, the way you would actually go, if you were doing this logically, is you'd walk across the road over here, then you get to this little median, you got to make sure there's no cars coming, you cross the road again, no protection, but it's fine, it's the only way to not use a ridiculous amount of time. And then once you're here in this weird little place where there's cacti and art and you feel wrong for stepping here, you make one last cross. But here's the best bit. This is like a slip road, it's like a big circular on-ramp for another road, and it's very hard for you to tell when there's a vehicle coming. That car was quite big, but because of the visibility, cars just kind of come out from nowhere and you hope they're not going here, and if they are, you gotta run across. And that seems ridiculous. You might even look at me and say, why did you just do that, Toycat? Why would you, that was really irresponsible to just cross two roads like that. But the amount of time I saved was those two crossings, which both take like a minute each, going all the way around that, walking under the bridge, which looks bigger than it is because it leads over there. Oh, there's some people who actually did it the proper way. That is ridiculous, right? But here's the best bit. There's more coming up, because this is a walk and talk video, by the way. I'm gonna be walking to Las Vegas Airport. I'm headed home for the season. In fact, speaking of the season, it's unseasonably cold today. It is genuinely the first day I've had to wear a coat. I'm in the middle of a desert, you know, it's incredibly warm most of the year, but it's cold today. It's not just cold in terms of the weather though, it's cold in terms of the way you're treated by designers here. For real, this is a brand new bridge, somewhat new. They built it so that they could have three things. One, they could have like non-stop flows between three separate roads. One is down there, one is over there, that truck's turning down now, and one is over here leading to the Las Vegas Strip. So each of the three roads can go to each other without needing to stop. But then also, it's a bridge over some railroad tracks, and then also it's a bridge over a if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the big sewer projects. So like they managed to get all three of these, and so Las Vegas doesn't flood. All super important. You know, some people say like, if it's not for pedestrians, I don't care. Honestly, achieving all those things while not having cars stop is amazing. But the thing is, people here, mostly because they all drive everywhere, design around the car and around basically nothing else, it seems. So, ignoring the fact that I'm on a 45-mile-per-hour road, this close to the traffic, this is how wide the sidewalk is, as they call it here. There was no consideration for pedestrians, because not only is it this finished strip, it's only on one side of the road, and admittedly, you know, there is extra cost to making this wider, but they considered that when they made it 4 lanes wide for cars. So it's 4 lanes wide for cars in each direction, but pedestrians get this 1 lane, and then also they entirely disregard the pedestrians kind of need to get places on time to make it so that cars can go uninterrupted, full speed each direction. Here's one of there's like 2 of these circular ramps, and you have to walk around both of them. You see that pavement on the side there, that sidewalk next to the little yellow sign? You have to walk all the way around that, and then underneath the bridge again, and then out the other side ahead of me, if you want to go where I'm heading, which is New York, as you can see in the distance. Now I'm going to the Las Vegas Strip. I have to walk through it to get from where I live to the airport. Again, walking to the airport, I like that you can do that in Vegas. Very cool thing. It's barely supported, but at least most airports don't even have any pavement running to it, so I'll take the win I can get for I can at least walk to the airport here. But here's the interesting thing, right? I have to walk all the way around that if I want to get there. They didn't consider that all you got to do is put a crossing here, even just like put like a watch for pedestrian signal. Anything they could have done would have made this a little bit better, but instead what we have to do is sit here. We could run across right now and like cause traffic to slow, but I don't intend to do that. You know, this is technically jaywalking, which is maybe you could argue is civil disobedience, but no, I intend to cross the road, but I don't intend to do so at risk to my own safety. And indeed, I think like psychologically drivers feel bad if they get close to hitting me and had to stop at the last minute. So we're going to avoid them doing that by just running across now to this little island here, and then from this little island, by the way, I don't actually know what would happen if police saw you doing this. Like, is this I don't think, again, jaywalking is technically a crime, but it's basically unenforced. But yeah, now I have to walk along this, whatever you want to call it, like a gravel stretch. Not designed for people, designed so that cars have something pretty to look out the window at. Again, there's a whole area here, could have been designed great, could have just had two simple pedestrian little bridges and it would have been fine. Oh look, actually these guys right here, they're making the question like, should they do the same? It's fun. See, my actor for, okay, and then I'm going to run across this slip road. Again, no visibility once I'm here, but it's fine. Funnily enough, the guys behind, I could say, I don't know how much you saw in the video, but they're like all pointing and they're like, should we go that way? And it looks like they've actually followed me now. I've just saved those guys 20 minutes and the people who planned this goddamn interchange could have done the same, but they didn't. And honestly, again, like as someone who like generally does, I try to do my best to see both sides. Like if it was going to cost them an extra 10 million to build the extra width to make that happen. Also, by the way, it's not just me that does that. Apparently, I've never seen anyone do this before. I walk this way sometimes. It's my first time encountering people. But it's an incredibly interesting thing that there's people that do know this is the best way to do it. And maybe it's like a desire park where if enough people do it, it just becomes de facto. But there's so many signs telling you not to do it. There's so many little indications that this is a really bad idea. And in case you think this is the end of the video, like, okay, I made it across what should be what is a 20-minute walk by design in 6 minutes 30 seconds by putting myself and indeed car drivers at some risk, we could say. The interesting thing is this keeps on going as we get closer to the strip. So this road, no easy way to cross it, but no one's turning in here probably. If they are, they're going at 45 miles per hour, so I hope they see me. But that's not a big deal. This is you know, you can't be that mad about places like this. But it does get a little worse, and hopefully you'll see what I mean in a second. But in that time, let's talk about, you know, I use this channel to get a lot of feelings out there into the world, even videos that should be stuck to a clear topic, like infrastructure. Because, you know, the infrastructure around you doesn't matter when the inside of you is different, right? And so one of the things that's been on my mind recently is, because, you know, what bothers people about this little crossing is like, it could have been slightly different and so much better. And I don't think there's anyone who doesn't look at, especially relationship stuff in their life, and go, man, if things were a little bit different, they could have gone so much better. I'm a big believer in the whole ideology of you shouldn't believe, like, everything bad that's happened to you is kind of necessary to get you where you are now. I'm a believer that even though bad things have happened, if it weren't for those bad things, you wouldn't be where you're at. And so, you know, in a way, like even the worst, yeah, I know, like one of my big regrets, one of my friends, he like yelled at some guys in a park when we were 14 and he got jumped by like 5 of them. And me and another friend just kind of stood there silent. Like even though I know logically that like if I'd have intervened, it wouldn't have helped at all. Like I still feel bad for not jumping in and helping him. But ultimately, by not jumping in and helping him, maybe now the next time it happens, I know about a feeling that I can then avoid. You know, there's a thing like that. Or an example I'm thinking about is this weird feeling that I have right now, because I'm walking to the airport, I'm headed home, right? This is the last time I'll see my previous you know, my now ex-girlfriend. There's something weird about that because of the international nature of our relationship. She's moving somewhere else, I'm moving somewhere else. Those places could not be further apart from each other on the planet. And obviously most people don't actually keep contact with their exes as it is. I had a girlfriend for like 5 days in college, and I don't even know why, like, so she broke up by text and then just ignored me genuinely every time she saw me since. And you might think like, oh yeah, like, well obviously that week, yeah, she ignored me that week, and that's like you know, like we were like 17, like how are you gonna handle breakup? Just walking across the road, by the way. Doesn't say to walk yet, so I'm gonna stay right here in case anyone's turning left or right. Let them do their left and right turns. Oh, he's letting me go. Oh no, he's letting them go. Oh god, he almost killed me. Unless he wasn't letting me go and he was waiting for them. Oh. See, pro tip, by the way, that's why as a car driver, don't let people go. Don't, like, especially waving people across. It's in the British driving test. You should never wave people across the road. It seems nice to do, but you don't know what they can see in their situation, and I should have been looking really. But anyway, ignore that, ignore that almost die situation there, to say that, yeah, there's a really, really intriguing fact, in my opinion, about how we see so many things. That's fun. I'm glad he's enjoying himself in there. But yeah, so I was thinking of the last time, and there's like a, you know, you'd be lying if you said there wasn't like an extra emotionality to the end of something, which is weird. It really shouldn't be, right? It should be the emotionality comes all the way through, evenly distributed, like sugar in a cake. But no, it's like salt on a pretzel. It comes in waves, your feelings about anything. And that's true. The salt on the pretzel, one of those things is like, yeah, like never seeing someone again is like a weird moment. Even just like when you don't see someone, like, I know when someone like leaves, they go to the airport or something, it's a big sad thing. They're gone. So I've had many of these like emotional goodbyes and emotional hellos in my life. And it's interesting because in many other parts of life, the end is kind of one of the good bits. So, you know, this is the end of my, I'm gonna, apparently, because she's leaving, I'm gonna be back at some point to that apartment. But because I know that I can't bring most of the stuff back with me, and it's so uneconomical to bring like a bed or a TV from here to the UK, there's a lot of stuff I can just get rid of. I'm gonna sell or donate or whatever the case it may be, but I'm gonna dispose of most of my stuff. And so that means, like today, I've got a night flight. It was an unexpected night flight. It was during the day, but it's been delayed so much that now it takes place at night. So I've got myself a night flight, right? And I've got some pillows that I'm gonna be donating in 2 months anyway. So why not bring one to the airport? Man, it's so goddamn noisy. I don't know how anyone deals with it. But yeah, the ending of something is kind of one of the best bits in some ways. The ending of that little challenge I was in, it felt good that I got it done, but I was also glad it was over. Now the sidewalk from here to where I'm going, super relaxed the whole way. So really, if you want to see it, by the way, see up ahead again. Instead of walking by the cars on this thin little strip above a highway like I am right now, my God, it's just so loud. I know people tune this stuff out, but I don't understand why. Like it's hilarious how loud it is to walk near roads. There's so many issues of pedestrianizing pedestrian activity in America because pedestrians aren't the priority. That's okay. That's the design goal, but it's something important to note. But yeah, look at this now. Now there's like this little brick wall, little concrete wall. There's like clear barriers between me and the thing. These are a little bit scary. I don't know why we necessarily need those, but it's fine. And then we finally diverge from the street. So here's actually another case where walking down that street is the fastest way to where I'm going, but don't really have that option. So instead I'll go this way. Oh, yeah, isn't this nice? A little scary little tunnel. Oh, there's no one in here. Okay, it's just one guy. We're good. Where do all these people come from? Like, I'm always surprised when I go for a walk in Vegas and I actually find people, but I guess today is one of those days. Anyway, speaking of days, so one of the things I like to do 2 days. There we go. No, that's yeah, I think a lot of people get confused about that. They get irrationally angry when they see like dumb things like this. I think it needs to be more okay just to point out, here's the dumb thing. We don't need to get emotional when we say that, like, man, that pedestrian design was terrible. Whoever designed that bridge had no thought for the people who are going to walk somewhere, like your boy Toy Cat going to the airport. I think it's better to take a step back and just say, okay, this is bad. These are the reasons why it's bad. Here's how it could be better. I think like the emotionality you have at the end of something, I don't think that's like a goal. I don't think that's a good end state. I think that's like a thing that happens. That should be a bug, not a feature. That should be that shouldn't be a goal, an ending goal design. Because ultimately, man, yeah, I find Vegas to be so intimidating in like a cool way. It's like when you first walk into like Manhattan and see the business district, but this is all hotels. This is the tourist version of Manhattan, if you will, or London. if you go to the Square Mile or Canary Wharf or something, it's always cool to see skyscrapers. You know, it's a sign of human progress. But even if I thought it was annoying that, I know it's a dumb example, like a skyscraper without an elevator, that would be dumb, right? That would be, I would be confused, a little upset, and especially annoyed if I had some business at the top of that skyscraper. I wonder what the legal minimum or maximum is before you have to have an elevator, by the way. I'd love to know. But, you know, like, but what does being mad about it really accomplish? I think sometimes, some people like to be mad, and I'd say that's okay, but it's not. But some people get mad all the time when they really would like not to. And that's something, keeping that in check is important. Keeping, you know, like, if it's the last time you're seeing seeing someone that you're clearly not good with, you can have your little feelings, but try not to let that guide your decisions. If you're bummed out about pedestrian, you know, the pedestrian access, try and make it better. That'd be good, right? I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I'm walking into parking right now. Try and make something better. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice little thing to do. But although making it better is the goal, you don't have to be like, I will be emotionally consumed unless I do, because ultimately you'll be self-defeating. I think when people come together and try and act in their rational shared interests, that's when crazy great things happen as a civilization. I think the only reason we have skyscrapers, no person can get a skyscraper built by themselves. We have the great man theory of history that we usually use, where we say, yeah, reason that Hoover Dam got built, it's all because of that one President Hoover. He personally made it happen. Or the reason, I don't know, like pick a hotel magnate, Mr. Marriott himself, right? The Mormon fella. If it weren't for him, then all these hotels around the world wouldn't exist. And it's really valuable to think about the world this way sometimes. Like, assigning responsibility for things is good. You don't have to assign credit to individuals though. Assigning credit to individuals is a lazy way out. Also, now I'm going to head down some stairs. If I'd have just walked along the side of the road, I wouldn't have to do this. But this is a smaller sacrifice to make, so I'll do it. You know, there's an amount of circuitousness for safety that people are willing to take. And in this case, this was perfectly fine. This is the Cosmopolitan, by the way. I might stop in for a slice of pizza before my flight. That might be a fun idea, actually, right? Might be a good idea indeed. Yeah, actually, let's do it. Let's end this video in a casino. Get told off for filming. Make some really interesting questions about the nature. You know, it's funny, I feel like America has this thing called free speech. You guys heard about it? They get not just two, not just one, 3 of the speeches. But no, so they get but like, it applies to really weird things. So you're allowed to tell a police officer to fuck off legally. Obviously that doesn't change your interaction with him. But you're allowed to say that to a police officer. And you're allowed to you're allowed to politically campaign, because that's a form of free speech. There's all sorts of things you'd expect to be free speech that aren't. There's a weird delineation of where something starts and ends, because everything around us is built by weird sets of consensus that are happening over time. The people that were required to build this tram that's coming past me right now, there's a lot of them. They all had different interests. One of them wanted a really cool tram, probably. Look at that, it's kind of futuristic looking. But then you look at the speed, and it's like, yeah, the person designing infrastructure said, like, yeah, we don't really need speed. We just kind of want to say we have a tram. We don't want it to be actually effective. That would be a waste of money and time. And so through that consensus, they make something that's maybe good or maybe bad. I don't know. Like speed has a trade-off, right? Well, lots of things have a trade-off, I guess is what I'm saying. And so the trade-off of this video is pedestrian infrastructure sucks. I'm leaving, and there's a little bit of sadness in that. But it's also cool, when you're almost done with something, you can truly feel free. This pillow, I can take on my flight with me and then put in a bin at the airport or something. Like, I don't need this pillow. And that's freeing. I don't have to worry about where I'm gonna put it on the train home, or how I'm gonna, like, take it through. You know, I don't have to worry about these things. Plane goes on the airplane. Sorry, pillow goes on the airplane. I go on the plane, I rest my head, I have a good nap, and then the pillow's gone. Whenever, I feel like it's the most freeing thing in the world. I've got to wait for another button, by the way. It might be a while.
Wait.
Till the end of the video to learn more about, yeah, so you see that? That was my best. When you press it, it says wait. And then you can be like,
wait.
Till marriage.
Wait.
Till the end of the video to find out what I think about pedestrianization. It's good, but only because I'm a pedestrian. Other people say this, we're all pedestrians, just sometimes we get in big vehicles. Like that guy in his ridiculously sized truck, right? Or not truck, a van, I guess that is. I don't even know what you describe that as, but that guy in that car, he's still a person. Crazy fact, but it's true. Anyway, yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye.